The best social media strategy you should be employing in 2025 is user-generated content, aka UGC. You're still early to the game to take full advantage of this strategy, and if you execute it properly, you can build an email list and drive sales. And the best part is you don't even need a highly successful social media account with millions of followers yourself. And for the more advanced sellers, I'm going to introduce you to the concept of Super UGC, which will absolutely skyrocket your brand. So user-generated content is any media created by everyday users of the product. This can be images, videos, testimonials, etc. We're going to go focus on videos today, but technically this applies to anything your customers or users of your product can create. We're going to cover in this video the difference between influencer marketing and UGC, why you're still early, what UGC looks like with examples, what Super UGC is and give you examples of that too, how to plan UGC, and the cost and where to find the creators. My name is Zane and I'm from LandingCube. We help sellers easily and quickly create landing pages for off Amazon advertising on Google, TikTok, and Facebook. So getting right into it, the difference between influencer marketing and UGC. I want to be really clear here. UGC and influencer marketing are not the same thing. UGC is different from standard influencer marketing because influencer marketing involves finding an influencer that's already established in the niche and has a following built. And influencer marketing had a very random ROI. Even if they had a big following, it did not necessarily result in high sales, but the cost can be very high, ranging from $5,000 all the way up to $50,000, depending on the size of the influencer. UGC, on the other hand, you're just looking for everyday normal people that do well on camera and can make a very short form video that you can post on a social media page. And it doesn't even have to be the creator's own page. And why are you early to this strategy? Well, the reason you are still early to the game of UGC is because it wasn't quite possible due to how social media work, including its algorithms. So one, the social media algorithms are now interest-based algorithms, but they used to be social graph algorithms. And here's the difference there. So social graph algorithms were when users were recommended videos based on the influencers that they subscribed to or were adjacent to, and often dependent on how many followers that influencers already had. Interest-based algorithm allows for any video that lines up with viewer interests irrespective of videos, page, follower counts. So what that means is, in practicality, is let's say you really like watching cooking videos. Okay, you watch them all the time. Then some user in some random part of the world uploads a cooking video that they made themselves. Now, the algorithm would know to show that video to you because it knows from your data that you like watching cooking videos. And it would allow the original creator of the video to get their videos in front of the people who might like them, thus blowing up their view count and ideally giving them followers as well. But the idea is that their video gets shown to people who would potentially like their video, despite the fact that they don't have any followers or interest in their page just yet, or they're brand new. And this change in algorithm really enables UGC. The second biggest reason is the rise of short form video. In 2020, we saw a huge increase in short form video consumption. Both the algorithm and the short form video pathway was completely paved by TikTok. Now, I know there's talk of TikTok bans in USA in 2025 and all that. I want you guys to know that this strategy can be used on every platform: Instagram, Facebook, YouTube, and yes, of course, TikTok itself as well. So irrespective of the ban, this is still a viable strategy. And I doubt that TikTok's going to be fully banned anyways, but that's a whole different topic. Let's get into what UGC exactly looks like. So one great example of UGC is GoPro. You guys all know the GoPro, the camera brand for athletes. If you go to their Instagram or TikTok, it's videos of extreme athletes doing absolutely wild stuff like skiing off mountains. So here is GoPro's Instagram page. And if I scroll down, check out some of the videos here. Here's this guy. It's not skiing off a mountain, but he's biking down probably one of the most treacherous terrains I've ever seen, and something I would never do in a million years. But this is very captivating. And it's literally users of the product making a video with the product. Now, we're not going to watch the entire thing, but you might be thinking, I don't sell a camera brand and I don't know how to get perfectly UGC content like this. Cause the GoPro is really set up well to make UGC with. So I'm going to show you a different brand example for UGC, and it's not a camera brand. It is a chocolate bar brand called Tabs. So if I go to TikTok and I show you, this is Tabs chocolate bar's official page. Right? And here, if we scroll down looking at all of their content, they have a variety of different types of content that they've created. Some of it is probably made by themselves, like how chocolate is actually made. I doubt that everyday users have access to their factory like that. But a lot of it is just like random people they don't you wouldn't really know. And if you look at it, it's like very kind of not professionally scripted, rather it looks very like someone in their house made it. But that's the point. Okay. So I'm going to show you an example of a video that did really well. And there you have it. That's it. That's all it was. That video may not have necessarily have interested you specifically, but it got 1.8 million views and amazing engagement. If I go back here, it got 460 comments, 130,000 likes, 1.8 million views, 16.5 saves, and probably plenty of shares too. Obviously, this is some other brand. I'm sure they have all of the analytics to it. But the point is that people were really engaging with this brand's video, UGC video, user generated content. And even if you get a percentage of that 1.8 million views going from the video to a sale, that ROI is amazing. And the video is literally only 11 seconds long. So how does this really help drive sales and brand growth? Well, engagement in the video results in profile visits, which then lead to clicking a link in your bio that leads them to a website or landing page. And in exchange for a special offer, it can drive a sale or collect their email. So we go back to this video, 1.8 million views. People are like, oh, wow, this is a really good video. They click it and then boom, they go to your profile where you have that bio. And then they have an offer in the bio, which is 10% off, and a link to their page. So this is their website. Now, obviously, Tabs is a very established brand, and boom, this thing pops up already. They ask for my email. I can put my email in and then click it. And boom, they've got my email, just like that. That's all it took. 11 seconds of a video resulted in catching email addresses from potentially 1.8, definitely not all 1.8 million people, but a percentage of that. But that's amazing, right? That is an incredible return on investment. Now, I'm going to introduce you to Super UGC, but before we do that, if you like this kind of content, guys, make sure you like and subscribe. Now, moving on to what Super UGC is. And again, I want to stress this is definitely a bit for the advanced sellers, and you will need a bigger budget to accomplish this, but it is still probably the most powerful marketing campaign that is possible right now with social media. So what you need to do is you actually will get multiple creators to create multiple short videos and post them on newly created profiles. The whole point of creating multiple different videos is to test different themes, different angles, and hook points to find out what works the best for your target demographic. You then take those videos that perform really well and the best with the most views, most retention, and then take those and post them on your own page. And you also get valuable data on what resonates best with your target demographic. So multiple brands have gotten huge using this strategy. Have you ever heard of the podcast, The Diary of a CEO? If you're an entrepreneur, you may have come by this podcast. The host, Stephen Bartlett, interviews many different successful entrepreneurs to understand their approach to entrepreneurship. Stephen then has people cutting different clips from different sections of the podcast and stitching them together in clips and posting them on different social media pages. He then takes the best ones and posts them on his official page. So I'll show you that in action. So if I go here and I search for The Diary of a CEO, it gives me all of these different selections. This is the official podcast page, but you can see that there's other options here too. You know, there's the Doc Podcast, Diary of a CEO, and they're all actually probably run by Stephen Bartlett. Basically what he does is that he gets a bunch of different clips to post them on these other random pages. Okay. And what he tests to see is which one works the best. You go to his official page and boom, he has which ones work the best. And that really grew. But the reason he's doing all of those different pages and different clips is that the creation of multiple different pages and clips creates an echo effect. And instead of just one official media page, you also have a bunch of unofficial media pages amplifying your brand. And this gets you in front of many more eyeballs that one social media page or one influencer cannot accomplish. Another really popular example of this is actually Andrew Tate, whether you like him or not. Basically, he would go on a podcast or he would make a video of something, and then he would get a bunch of other people to clip him and put them on their own pages or multiple other pages. And it almost felt like he was everywhere at one point. Now, this is obviously all examples of podcasts that do this. How do you do this for a brand that sells physical goods or any other goods for that matter? Well, actually, going back to the Tabs example, they do the exact same thing. So I'm going to say Tabs chocolate. I'm just going to press enter, just Tabs chocolate. And if you go to users, this was the original page, their official page that I showed you earlier. But look at all of these other pages. That's right. These are probably all encouraged to be made by Tabs themselves and the users that they created, or all the creators that they got to create user generated content and to post on all these separate pages. So I'm just going to click maybe this one. What they would do is like, oh, try out a bunch of different types of styles and angles and hooks and all these stuff to create UGC content. And then they test them out. Right? A lot of these did really well, to be honest. They would just find out what angles work the best. And based on that, they would create UGC for their own official page. But here's the crazy thing. Okay. So we go back, we see all of these profiles. Okay. Well, let's check this out, right? It's got a link. If we go to the link, it goes to their official website. Look at that, right? Just goes to show you that all these extra pages are going to the official website. I'll do it again. We'll go to this one and boom, again, their official website. Okay. So At the end of the day, what I'm trying to show you is that every single one of these social media pages, you can click links in the bio to take them to your website or landing page. And not only are you using your main page to capture audience eyeballs and convert them to an email via the link in your bio, you're getting every other page to do the same thing. And this is what Super UGC really is. The creation of multiple different pages and profiles with different UGC content, testing different angles, different hooks, all leading them to the link in the bio, which then goes to your website where you can then convert them to a sale or an email. And if you don't have a proper landing page or a website, this is where we can help you big time at LandingCube. We'll help you set up the page very quickly and easily. So check us out here. If you're looking to build a landing page or collect emails to build your brand audience, check out LandingCube. We're a landing page builder for all your off-Amazon marketing needs, such as Google, TikTok, and Facebook. Click the link in the description below for a free 21-day trial. Okay, so now that you know that UGC is possible and how it drives traffic to your website, to your page, how it can result in sales or collecting multiple different emails, the question then is, how do you plan UGC? What kind of content do you create? Where do you acquire users to generate this kind of content? Well, this part definitely takes some trial and error to identify the proper hooks and the content of the video. Luckily, you don't have to make long videos. 10 to 30 seconds is perfectly fine. In fact, some videos are even as short as 7 or 8 seconds. But using tabs as an example, they focus on couples and dating with a little bit of humor, a little bit of sexual jokes as well. But another great example is May Love, a brand that creates makeup products and creates UGC by asking customers and users to include their products in their makeup routines. So basically, if I show you May Love, I'm going to show you that right now, actually. So May Love's another example, but there's a bunch of different users making different content for May Love, the brand. But at the end of the day, what they do is like they'll get typically women to create videos of their makeup routine, talk about random things, sometimes talking directly about the makeup, sometimes talking about some other things, but making sure that May Love is definitely included and shown. And that's user generated content. So really good. But you want to try different hooks and angles for various different videos the users will create so you can test out which ones will catch on. And not all of them will do amazing. Like even if we visit some of the tabs profile, some of them only got like couple hundred views, only a couple thousand, when some videos were getting like 1.8 million or even 3.2 million, things like that. But the whole idea is testing which ones work. And then when you find out which ones do work, you want to double down on the ones that get lots of views. Identify the hook that works, the elements and themes of that video, and then share them with all the UGC content creators so then they can then replicate the things that already worked before so you can have more successful videos. But at the start, before you've had the chance to make the UGC, you kind of have to brainstorm ideas for yourself. So I'm going to go through some examples and ideas for brands that you guys might be building. So for example, let's say you are selling gaming products. You can take different angles such as 1, playing online together with your friends, 2, playing single player games, 3, streaming video games, or 4, competitive play. So videos that accentuate those different things. And there's obviously a lot more opportunity there, but I'm just trying to give you quick off the top of the head examples of different angles that you can take to create UGC for your brand. But let's say you sell something like baby products, like a baby monitor. You can accentuate safety, or you can capture a video of babies doing something funny when you aren't there with your baby monitor products. Or 3, you're out and you have a babysitter, but you can check in anyways by a remote controlled baby monitor that streams to your phone, something like that. Be creative. Try different ideas that you can then communicate to your content creator, which then leads us to the last and final point. Where do you get creators and how much does it really cost? Well, there's a couple of different websites that I'm going to show you, and I'm going to go over the pros and cons. The first website is Fiverr. You guys have probably heard of this one. It's used to get freelancers to do a variety of different services, but all you basically have to do is type in UGC in the search bar, and then boom, you have a bunch of all of these options of users offering to make different UGC content. And if you scroll down, you can see the very price points. This one's only $35. This one's only $25, and so on and so forth. This one's only $5. So it gets pretty cheap, right? So the pros of Fiverr is that this is probably your easiest way to find the cheapest options. Like $5 for one video is pretty wild. You can ask her to make, 100 different videos, and that's $500 right there. Or make 50 different videos. That's $500. Whatever your budget is, it's very probable and approachable via Fiverr. But the cons is it's probably going to be a little bit harder to find the right content creators. Another option is Upwork. You can type in UGC in Upwork, and boom, there you have it. You have UGCs that offer 10 hours, $10 an hour, $12 an hour, $50, $134 an hour, and so on and so forth. The pros of Upwork is that the budget per video is very flexible. You can also do fixed rate contracts. But the cons is it's also a little bit harder to find the right content creators because you have to be very clear in what kind of demographic you're going for. Like if you are making gaming products, or like computer products. You want to target younger people. You don't want like a 50-year-old middle-aged guy with a family that really does not resonate with gamers. It just doesn't work that way, right? So you have to be very specific, which then leads us to our first website that is specifically dedicated to just UGC, which is Join Brands. So this is Join Brands. It's a website completely dedicated to helping brands find content creators to make UGC. I think it's about $60 per video, so it's a little bit more expensive. But if you go to their website and you make an account, this is what the dashboard looks like. You can see that there's a lot of different content creators that you can find to make different types of content, right? They're very skilled because this is all they do. You'll probably get when I say very skilled, you'll probably get a diversity of skill levels, but they tend to come with a portfolio, right? And you can check out the content creators and what they've done before. And since it's just UGC content creators, this allows you to find people that are more in line with whatever your brand ICP is, your ideal customer portfolio or profile. So the pros of Join Brands is a database of content creators who do this very frequently. So more skill and probably more in line with what your brand is. The cons is it's definitely a little bit more expensive. And this leads us to our last website that I'm going to show you, which is dedicated to just to UGC. There's going to be more than this. These are just 4 that I'm showing you, but this one is called Twirl. So Twirl is kind of like almost like a luxury version of UGC content creation. The pros of Twirls is that it's very detailed delivery, multiple platforms, help script writing, and highly vetted creators. So if we go to pricing, how many videos do you need? I'm going to change that to USD. And if we say like 40 videos, that's $8,000. It's really expensive, $200 per video. But as you can see, one video credit includes full usage license, scripting and briefing support, flexible video length made by premium content creators, multiple different videos, and so on and so forth. So it's like really hand holding for content creation and how to write a good one, very skilled, very in-depth support. So it has very highly vetted creators. The con, unfortunately, it's very expensive. So I would not count out this from the price. Like if you are someone who does not have a creative bone in your body, you don't make content, you don't know how to write content, I think this is a great option. Or maybe you're a brand that can afford it either way, and you can make very high impact, highly effective videos. Or maybe you've already made UGC before. You already know what kind of works, and now you just want really good people to make it, and this is a great option for that. But at the end of the day, ultimately, you're looking at somewhere between $25 to $150 per video based on the service and expectations. So a proper budget to really experiment is probably closer to $1,500 to get adequate number of videos and effective videos. If you have a bigger budget and you can use a service like Twirl, it might speed things up because presumably the quality of service is a bit better. But it only takes one win, guys. I know we're making a bunch of different content and it almost feels like a shotgun effect. We're just throwing spaghetti at the wall to see what sticks. But when one string of spaghetti does stick, you will find the formula for what works. Take that video, dissect it. What's the hook? What's the music? What's the person like? What do they look like? How do they deliver? You can take all of that information, all of those analytics, and revisit the content creators that you were working with and give them the exact formula of the winning high viewed videos. And then you're churning out even more effective user generated content. Now, going back to why UGC is way better than influencer marketing. That $1,500 that I mentioned earlier may have gotten you just one influencer before, but now it's giving you multiple videos with multiple different people with different hooks, different angles, different types on different social media pages. You're getting so much more broad bandwidth and capture of different potential customers than you were with just one influencer. And this is why I'm saying that UGC is the best thing that you could possibly be doing for your brand and social media marketing campaigns in 2025 and moving onward. That's it for this video, guys. UGC is still a huge opportunity, and I don't think people have necessarily fully tapped into it just yet. And if you are an Amazon seller, you will need help with your PPC. So I want to show you how we can help you with PPC for free. If you want to learn more on how you can optimize Amazon PPC, you can get a free copy of our ebook, The Ultimate Guide to Amazon Ads, Advanced Tactics and Best Practices. This book has received a 4.8 out of 5-star rating on Amazon and has helped beginners and advanced sellers alike. Click the link in the description below to sign up to our emailing list and receive a free copy. And that's it for this video. I'll see you in the next video, guys. Until then, happy selling.